Hey guys, Chris here, and I'm back with yet another unboxing video, and this time we're unboxing the Mezco 112 Thanos figure. Okay, so if you watch the channel, you know I'm a huge Thanos fan. I buy literally everything I can get my hands on Thanos. So when I saw that there was a Mezco figure coming out that was Thanos, I had to get it. I pre-ordered this guy quite a while back. He finally arrived, and I'm really excited to talk about this figure because this figure seems to have gotten a lot of hate. A lot of people are saying that his outfit is too baggy, that he's a little too stout. I personally think he looks perfect, and we're going to talk about what I like about this figure. We're also going to talk about the things I do not like about this figure. What I do like about this figure is that his armor is really cool. I love all the gold. He looks fantastic. He looks like a comic book Thanos, unlike the Hot Toys versions, which are more movie accurate Thanoses, right? So it's cool to get a highly posable, highly articulated comic book Thanos. So what I really like are the head sculpts. We have this resting head sculpt. We have an angry head sculpt. And the final head sculpt is the one that's actually on the figure right now, which is the smiling head sculpt. And I think out of the three head sculpts packed in, this is my favorite head sculpt. I also like how beefy this figure is. I've owned Mezco figures in the past, and they're not that heavy. This guy is heavy. I don't have a problem with the outfit being too baggy, as some people would say. I think it looks fine. And in my opinion, the outfit is actually pretty tight. It's not as baggy. Maybe it was just from the glams that were shared by Mezco. I just think it's a great looking figure. Maybe it's a little baggy back here, but that's not bad. Another thing I noticed people saying in the comments was that they wanted the shoulder armor to be removable. Well, Mezco did that. So you can actually pull it off. Not that it really matters, I guess, but it has magnets. It magnetically connects, which is great. That's awesome. What that tells me is that they care about the fans and they appreciate good feedback. Now, I don't know if that's something that was already implemented before, but I think it's great. Not that it really matters to me, because I cannot imagine keeping my Thanos like that. He looks like he's in PJs or something. It just does not look like Thanos to me without the shoulder pad. I also like the amount of hands that they packed in with this figure. He has, you know, a couple of different hands, like grabby looking hands. He has hands where he can look like he's holding the Tesseract, which is cool. I like that also. I really like the fact that they made the Infinity Gauntlet glow, but I'm going to show you why I don't like it as much as I like the other glow Infinity Gauntlets. Okay, so this thing breaks down in a couple different pieces. Now this snaps off, so you got the hand, you have the wrist forearm piece, and then you have this piece, which is the lighting mechanism. Now, if you look down inside, you'll see that there's a little toggle switch that says on and off. Let there be light. All right, so we're gonna reconnect this. Now, here's my issue with this thing. So when you try to connect it up, sometimes, nope, it didn't do it. Sometimes it'll actually toggle the off switch. So then you have to pull it back apart and you have to turn that toggle switch to on. This time it didn't happen, of course, because I'm showing it on camera. But earlier when I was trying to, there it goes, it went off. So it actually did turn off when I tried to bend his arm. And that's one really frustrating thing. When you try to bend this arm, his arm typically just falls off. It's too bad that this peg on the inside isn't a little bit longer and can keep the Infinity Gauntlet and arm on long enough for you to make your pose. I feel like that is one of the biggest problems with this particular figure. I still like it, don't get me wrong, but that's very frustrating. Look, it just keeps coming off. It's so annoying. So I'm going to turn it back on. See? You just turn it and boom, it goes off again. So I'm not even going to mess with it anymore. So his bulkiness doesn't allow him to bend as much, but this isn't Spider-Man. This is Thanos, and Thanos is a big character anyway, so you don't expect him to do a whole lot of posing or bending around. He sort of just stands there, and you can bend his arms and make him have sort of emotes with his arms and things. You know, you can put an arm back here, You can kind of bend his leg a little bit, kind of make him lean forward a little bit like that. I mean, he does look pretty badass in my opinion. Of course, he has the most posability, it seems like, at his feet. I mean, you can bend his foot like any which way. It swivels, it bends. Down here, it's like, you know, way better as far as posability goes, but how far can you go with just feet posing, you know? There's only so much that you can do with him posing his feet. There we go, look at that. That looks good. That's not bad. This is not helping me at all. Maybe I'm just stupid. I don't have many Mezco figures. Actually, this might be the only one I have left. But there's not much I can do with this stand. I mean, I guess you could hold onto his arm. He's way too big for the stand. I mean, put it around his waist like that and have his stand very far behind him, I guess, if I wanted to. I don't know. Let's forget about the stand. Okay, so things I like. Love the head sculpts. I love that they packed in a bunch of different hands, but that's pretty typical with figures like this. I do like the Infinity Gauntlet, but the Infinity Gauntlet is really rough, especially with that light toggle switch that keeps going on and off. I love the costume. I love that it has the magnetic shoulder piece here. I think that's great. But the light switch on the Infinity Gauntlet really hurts this figure. The fact that his posability is very limited is very painful for this figure. Although, again, it is a Thanos figure, so I'm not expecting for him to bend around like a Spider-Man figure. But I just wish there was a little bit more here. If they could just fix that Infinity Gauntlet issue, I think I would be good. But man, it's just boom, there it is. Look, right there. It just comes off. It just pops off. The plus side is that if you take off the Infinity Gauntlet, you can put on his other hand and he looks so much and feels so much better than with the Infinity Gauntlet. So guys, what do you think about Mezco figures, and what do you think about this Thanos figure? Maybe I'm being nitpicky. If you own this figure, if you've seen this figure, if you've actually handled this figure, I'd love to know your thoughts and more in the comment section down below. And is this something that you would buy, or is this something that you would completely pass on? I gotta say, he's a really cool looking figure. I love getting a comic booky looking Thanos, but boy, does he have his issues. And also, why couldn't they have packed in a head without a helmet on? I mean, they do that for every other Thanos. Why not this one? Maybe I shouldn't complain about that either, because a lot of people say it just looks like a big old grape anyway without his helmet. Let us know what you think about this figure and more in the comment section down below. All right, guys, that time again. Remember, as always, we hunt together, yes. We'll catch you next time.